Audio should be working. Microphone is on. Not sure why this is not. Don't we need to audio should be working. Microphone is now the audio should be good. Can y'all hear me now? Because I can hear it going through on the background. Okay, all right, cool. I don't know what was going on, but we'll kick it off. I mean, that's how it be sometimes. So welcome back. I am Eric Hall, your success concierge. Sorry for the delay. Not sure why we had the audio issues, but we're gonna make it work. Today is January 31st, 2024. Welcome you because we're just done the first month or just now completing the first month of the year. And it's all about getting down to basics, getting down to business, and making this year the best year. So today you see here, I got on a little bit something relaxed, but also casual. So I sent of the evening today, Gray Vetiver by Tom Ford. Man, this right here, this is classic, right? I think this may have been one of the first fragrances I got. It came highly recommended. What I enjoy about this fragrance is almost, or just about any man can wear this fragrance. If you know anything about vetiver, vetiver is like a very cool, common scent, very inoffensive, but very likable as well too. So even people who don't like fragrances, they're gonna love this particular scent. Time for a great vetiver. This is a man's fragrance. I even know some women to wear this as well too. But yeah, this is an amazing scent. So thank y'all for bearing with me, tuning in. We make it do what it do around here. We make it work. So thank y'all for that. Shout out to everyone out here. And we talked about putting ourselves in position to make sure this is the best year ever. All right. And when we came through at the beginning of the year, we talked about goals and things that's going to help you be successful. And why is an image consultant talking about growth and development? I'm glad you asked because when people focus on image, they just focus on the appearance, right? But there's also other components, which is behavior as well as communication and digital footprint. And growth and personal development, that is where the behavior and communication falls into. So again, we just had some NFL games last week. They got the Super Bowl coming up. Now, when we talk about the image, right? I can go and put on a uniform. I can put on the pads, the helmet, and I can look just like one of the players who's going to be playing in that championship game. But my behavior, meaning my skill set and my ability to execute at a professional level, would be lacking. Now we've all gone places where someone wears the uniform, but they don't perform at the level they need to perform at. Now that could be us, or that could be the person they would deal with. But either way, it's a frustrating situation. So that's why being able to grow and develop is going to put you in position to achieve your desired outcomes. So I am Eric Carr, your success concierge. And what I do, I provide strategies for individuals and businesses to confidently and efficiently achieve their desired outcomes by maximizing the ABCDs of image. Now, why should you do that? Because it's going to save yourself stress, time, energy, and money, because you would be dealing with the status quo or better yet, regressing. And that's why you want to contact someone like myself. So yes, personal development is very important because again, there is a pressure to perform. In order to continue to grow, perform, and get better, we got to have that. We got to grow our skills, grow our knowledge, and that's where tonight's case study comes in. So you see the title, you see who we're going to be going with. We're going to be talking about Michael B. Jordan. And as you know how I do on this channel, we just talking about public things. I know he's had some relationships and some other things that we've seen publicly. I will not be getting into that. We have other people who are experts in those fields, but we're going to talk about some of the things to know and the lesson to learn from that. So let's get started. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. I know we're running a little behind, but we're going to make it work. Um, Let me go ahead and share. Bring that up here. Okay, where is no, I want to share my okay, let's do this here. So let's go to share screen. All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. As I said, This is about growth and development. My case study on Michael B. Jordan. Now, I know the ladies out there, they're gonna like that because I gave you a little bit of eye candy other than myself. We like to have variety over here. But this is Michael B. Jordan. And what I really enjoy about doing case studies and taking lessons from individuals like this is I get to dig in and really examine the things they do well, the things, lessons they learn, and how I can help that with myself as well as the individuals I work with and I impact. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Let's get started. All right. So this is the background. You see, that's Michael and his parents. He was born in Santa Ana, California. And he was actually named after his dad. His dad is Michael A. Jordan, so he was not named after the famous GOAT of basketball. He has a brother and sister, so he's a middle child. Although he was born and raised in California, he grew up in Newark, New Jersey. His mom was a teacher, another thing that we have in common, as well as his love and joy for playing basketball. Now, I mess with celebrities right here because if there's pitches out there, I'm going to use them. So this is how he got started. Most people, even myself, or maybe from a subconscious level, I first remember encountering Michael B. Jordan in Fruitvale Station. But this is him, how he actually really got started. This is him in the middle right here on The Sopranos. So he was a child actor, and he really wasn't into acting or modeling at all. He just did it because it allowed him to get out of school early. So before he got into acting, he started doing modeling for sporting goods and a major toy company that we know and love, but I won't be talking about here. But yeah, this is him as he got his first start. And then he started doing some major films, and it's fascinating because this is him up top right in the movie Hardball with Keanu Reeves, and I've watched that many times, but not sure, didn't realize that that was him there. And so he started off on Hardball. That was one of his first major roles. As you see down here, he did soap opera with All My Children, and fascinating, he actually replaced Chadwick Boseman in that role. He was on like CSI. A lot of you may remember him as Wallace from The Wire, and he was doing music videos. So one thing I want you to look at is he has a lot of range, and that's why he's continued to be able to be successful. And he said yes to a lot of different types of roles. We see this from various actors where they get typecast into certain types of roles. Not going to really bring up those specifically. Maybe save that for another case study. But he's shown a lot of range and versatility, and that's what you see here. On the right, that's him in the TV show Friday Night Lights, and then also on the TV show Parenthood. He had recurring roles on that. Done everything from like Law and Order, Red Tails, which was a movie about the Tuskegee Airmen. He's even done voiceovers for video games. And this other one on House, the TV show, is about a medical practitioner, medical practicing. It's a medical show, excuse me, and he played a blind patient, and so he had a reoccurring role in that. So this is just him taking on new challenges, giving himself opportunities to grow, learn new skills, get better, and take on and work with a lot of different talented individuals. So that's a hint, hint, clue, clue for individuals out there because taking opportunities to learn is going to help you grow in a lot of different areas, and it's going to help you learn different things about yourself that you didn't know, which leads to opportunities for you to improve and see some other things that you can do to create various opportunities for you to be successful. All right, so this is just a list of a variety of some of the roles that he played. Now then he had a breakthrough. That, as I said, this is the one I really remember. His first interaction with Ryan Coogler. He did the movie Fruitvale Station, came out in 2013, just over 10 years ago. And it was the Oscar Grant story. So it was an interesting story, and it was based on a true story, but that's his breakthrough film. And so he got a lot of acclaim from that. They said, okay, he's the next. This one person called him a young Denzel Washington. He was listed as one of the breakout stars for 2013. People in Variety named him as like an actor to watch, and then Time Magazine listed him as well as Ryan Coogler as someone under 30 who should, people to watch under 30. So that's his breakthrough. All right, that's where he started to really get some fame and notoriety, and that's where I consciously remember him. Some of you may have remembered him from some of his previous roles, but everything wasn't all fun and roses. He did the Fantastic Four, which did not do well. That's him there. He was Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and it was a bust. And as you know, that's there was a time when comic book movies, Marvel movies, were doing well, so that you had your things from the MCU as well as the things from the Fox Studios. But that is the lowest rated film ever from Marvel properties. So it didn't go well for him in that particular film. But let's look at what happened after that. So he's had a strong comeback. So same year in 2015, he did Creed with Sylvester Stallone. That was the first in that series, and also too he later on after that he did voiceover for NBA 2K, and you see him down here. He played Eric Killmonger in Black Panther, and then he did Fahrenheit 451, which many of you have read that book. So that's an interesting film if you want to go and check that out as well. So that's where he started, really ascending and coming back after he started off not so strong. And so this is one of my favorite films I like. This is Just Mercy. He played a lawyer in this particular film. I think it was Thurgood Marshall. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. I did see it. And then he actually did A Journal for Jordan, which is a film with him and Denzel Washington. So what I want you to take note of from Michael B. Jordan is he's taken opportunities. He worked with Sylvester Stallone, who's a legend in this industry, in the acting and film industry, as well as he's taken, work with Denzel Washington, who's also top in class. So when it comes to you and things you want to do, you want to make sure that you're working with top in class because they're going to turn decades into days and shorten that learning span, that learning curve for you. All right. So 2023 and beyond, he's got some projects coming up. He has a movie called Wrong Answer that is going to be based on a true story. And then anybody who's seen the Thomas Crown Affair, that he's going to be doing a remake of that. And then a vampire movie, Blood Brothers. So Michael B. Jordan has shown that he has a lot of range and skill in his acting. And that's why he continues to be successful because he takes opportunities to learn and to grow. And so let's look at new growth and new ground. So in last year, which was 2023, he made his directorial debut for the movie Creed 3, and he's got some other upcoming projects. He has a book, a group or a company, Outlier Society, and so he signed a book deal with Amazon. And just on a side note, that company, Outlier Society, they're about giving opportunities for underserved or underrepresented groups. So I think that's good that he wants to give opportunities for new individuals that may not get the opportunities that they have in the past. He's developing Valzad, which is a black version of the DC comic Superman. So he's working with HBO on that. And then I Am Legend 2. I can't remember when the first I Am Legend came out, but that was with Will Smith. So he's going to be a producer on that. So he's doing a lot of growth, a lot of different opportunities to stretch himself, learn new skills, as well as be successful. Then a couple fun facts. He was living with his parents. He bought the house and he was living with them until around 2019. As you see in this picture right here, he is a big fan of anime. And then he's a part owner of the football club, as you see right here, AFC Burnmouth on there. Hopefully I said it right. Don't crucify me too much for my people across the pond who know that. So that's there. And then he's got skills and versatility. So he's done television. And when some of the things he's done in television, he's done dramas, he's done comedies, he's done crime, though in the sitcoms. So he showed versatility in his television skills. He also has shown versatility in his film. He's done music videos. Even done some with Jay Z and Beyonce, and then books. So all that success and that talent has led him to recently getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So that's him in the blue suit there, good color. That shows him getting his Walk of Fame star. All right. Now, the other thing we want to talk about is image and style. So, from an image and style personality, Michael B. Jordan has a very clean cut, I would say, almost European preppy type style personality. That's why you see him in basic type outfits. The most extreme outfit I could find was him in this yellow, and that was him when he was previewing or debuting Wakanda Forever. So, you're not going to see him go too far left or too far right. He stays in his range from a style personality and how he appears on camera, appears in when he's out in public. He stays within that. Now, occasionally you may see him in a red suit, or even I've seen him in pink as well too, not to the same extent as his other character or his on-screen personality, Jonathan Majors, the person that I did a case study on before. But I did this so you could kind of see the contrast and difference and why um, he's able to be versatile in his acting skills, as well as how he's perceived in the media and public. And that's why he's able to put himself in position to get the better outcomes or get good outcomes. And the only thing his star is going to continue to rise. I'm very excited to see what he's going to do in the future of other products that you have. But that's my take on my case study on Michael B. Jordan. But the key takeaways that I want to give is he took opportunities to learn, grow, and improve, and that enhanced his skill set, which it then enhanced his behavior and communication, which allowed him to be even more successful in the things that he was doing. So for those of you on the replay, this is where you like, comment, and subscribe. And those of you who are tuning in, this is where also where you like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate the new followers, new people coming in. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get to the rest of the business of this, where I take your questions. Let me see who's in the chat here. Thank y'all for bearing with me. Thank everyone for the patience here. Um, yeah, I appreciate that. We started a little bit late, but we definitely making it work. So who learned something new about Michael B. Jordan? I know some of you may just see him as eye candy, or you may remember him from the popular movies, that the mainstream movies like Black Panther or Fruitvale Station or Creed. But the lesson learned from that is his versatility, his willingness to take on challenges, because taking on challenges is how you learn and how you grow. And that's why he's very successful in the roles that he does. I mean, even many, many years ago, people called him a young Denzel Washington, which is a very strong compliment. And he later got to work with him. So that's why image, learning, growth, personal development is very important. And learning from people who are successful and can teach in this space. Don't leave anything to chance. But we're going to go into the questions right here. Let's see what we got here. This is always my favorite part. I like to take the calls from individuals. I like to answer questions and do this real time so people can see how we work, how we do this, and how we serve you. That's what it's all about, making sure you're the star and we get you the outcomes that you're looking to get. But let's go in here to the questions. Let's see if we got some good ones today. I mean, I know I've been gone for a minute, but let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see here. So, question is, I have a long torso and short legs. How do I dress for this body type? I think this was a gentleman who put this. I will cover both for a man as well as a woman, but I will cover, I think it was a gentleman who initially asked this particular question. All right. So, when someone has a long torso, that means um, and short legs, we look at what is it that it seems to me that the feature that they want to kind of minimize is the midsection area, and they want to maybe bring some attention to the legs area as well. Now, I didn't get any feedback from them on their style personality, so I don't know specifically, but I'm going to give you a general answer on how to do this. All right. So if it's a lady, I would recommend layers and color. And what I mean by that is, if you're gonna wear dresses or skirts, you want to do things that have color or patterns. And then on the leg area, you want to wear leggings, stockings that are a different color that will take the focus away from the midsection and focus on the leg area as well too. As Because we did talk about legs a little bit, we didn't specifically talk about the other physical features that they may have. I'm just guessing and speculating because I don't know what other features that they may want to highlight. Because as an image consultant, what I want to do is I want to minimize the areas that you don't like or don't aren't as flattering or appealing to you, and then maximize those other areas. So for a gentleman, if it was a gentleman, I would tell him layering. So you may wear a shirt and then maybe wear a jacket, a sweater, something like that over the top. Also, two patterns in the midsection that break around the chest area. So what it will do, it will show multiple levels. So you may have a layer or a level from the mid chest up, a layer from the waist down, and then the legs. And on the legs, and I recommend this even for shorter individuals as well. Um, Light colored pants, and then also pants with patterns, not necessarily the stretch jeans or whatnot, but light browns, grays. You could even do navy. Wouldn't focus too much on black. Again, depending on what type of shirt or top you wear, and then patterns. So patterns like window pane. Window pane is good for people who are short in general, as well as people who have the same challenge you have. And then if you're going to be dressed and dress formal, waistcoats, because waistcoats is going to kind of split and minimize the midsection minimum in that area and accentuate your other features. And I also recommend waistcoats for individuals who have a little bit more girth in the midsection. We saw some people pull that off. The late great Notorious B.I.G. He pulled that off, as well as former President Taft. So those are my tips for someone like that. Again, I would have to learn more about you specifically and what your style, personalities, where are some of the places you go, what are some of the things you want to do. But you can't go wrong with layering, as I have here. I have on a sweater, but then I have a overcoat over the top, and so that's going to help take their focus and attention from there. And even still, with the colors and layers I have, the focus is on my facial area, and that'll take the focus away from the torso as well as you having shorter legs. So let's see if we have any additional comments on that. But yeah, that's how I would handle someone built like that. And so here's the key, right? An image consultant, we're going to tell you what to buy, but also what not to buy. And that's where the savings is going to come in. The savings is going to come in that you're not wasting time, energy, and money doing things that's not going to suit you or not going to help you to get the desired outcome. That's why you want to connect with someone who's a professional. And that's what we've been talking about. All right, let's go to the next question here. All right. So how do I create a slogan or brand for my business? This is a great question. And so it's long as well as it is short, because a slogan or brand is about the story of your business. So I ask you, what is the story of your business and what is the story that you're trying to tell? And this is what I would work with and talk with you on during a one-on-one session or a coaching session where we hash these types of things out. Because one challenge I've seen is people do something well, like they may bake, but what's the story of you baking? Or they may sew. What's the story of you sewing? You're an attorney. What's the story of that? And what I mean by what's the story of that, what is your unique proposition? What is it that makes you different from your competition? What is the problem that you want to solve, the pain point that customers have, and why is it effective or efficient for you? All right. And so you can kind of see that in even my updated slogan I talk about. Now, I'll give you an example. What do I do? I provide strategies. Who do I provide it for? Individuals and businesses. And what do those strategies do? Put them in position to achieve their desired outcomes. And how do I do that? And I do it why? So they can confidently and efficiently. So that's me showing that they're not just going to get the outcomes, they're going to get the outcomes with less frustration and more confidence. So they're going to be able to move quickly through that. How do I do that? I show them how to master the ABCDs of image. And what's the pain point for not dealing with me? Well, it's going to be stressful, it's going to be time consuming, and it's going to cost them even more. And what does it cost them to not move? Well, they're going to keep the status quo, which is they're going to keep getting the outcomes they're getting or not getting, or better yet, they're going to regress. So that is just a small dose or portion of how I went through that exercise with myself, and I came to that point, and it's constantly evolving. But that's how I would do with you and your business. And so we would focus on that, focus on what is the message that you want to send, what is the problem you want to solve, and what makes you unique. And then also, too, after that, we're going to make sure your messaging, your story, your branding, your color points, if you have employees, the uniform, the speech, again, appearance, behavior, communication, digital footprint. We're going to make sure all of that is incongruent with that. And in addition to that, not only we're going to set that up, but we're going to track it. We're going to monitor it to make sure it's achieving the outcomes that you want to achieve. Because sometimes what you'll discover is what you thought you were doing or what you thought you were offering was over here, but what was perceived is over here. And so this is how we kind of bridge the gap to make sure your messaging is reaching the customers in a manner that they want to reach it in. Not how you want to reach them, but how they want to reach it in. Because again, the customer is the one who's buying. And so we have to meet them where they're at in language, in branding, in communication. And this, and you master those types of things, this is going to help set you apart from other individuals. So if you took that, hopefully you go back, you replay it a couple times. But if not, I'm available for those types of things. This is what I want to do. I want to put you in your position to help you get your desired outcomes. That's what we do here. So hopefully that answers your questions. But yeah, branding and slogans is important. And because this is what your moniker is, this is what people know you by, this is what they're going to experience from buying your product or service or dealing with you, your organization, and your business. And so typically the top budget most businesses have is marketing, and you want to maximize the amount of dollars that you spend. So one, you are identifying and attracting your ideal customer, and not only are you attracting them, you're retaining them and continue to build that relationship so they're a fan, because you want clients, not customers. Customers come and go, clients stay. So this is a strategy for you so you can have clients and long-term business. So hopefully that answers your question there. Yeah, I love this type of thing. I love working with businesses um, and just working with people anywhere, just so I can see them get their outcomes and take stress off their shoulders and off of them. So yeah, and you often see that on some of these makeover shows like Restaurant Makeover or Business Makeover. Some of those, or even Undercover Boss, they look for that congruence so they can be even better. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm going to a cultural event. How can I be stylish? This is a replay. Well, not necessarily a replay. I got a similar question a while back because someone was moving to a different part of the world. And part of that is you're moving to a different part of the world and there is a climate difference. So the weather is a little bit different than what you're used to or what you're accustomed to. But then also, too, the customs are different as well, too. So if this is a cultural event versus, well, the advice will be the same whether it's a cultural event or you're going to be relocating to another area. Okay. So if you want to depend, and again, I would need a little bit more context. Is this a wedding? Is this just a festival? All these types of things would come into play. All right. So you got two routes that you can go. You can go what would be appropriate for your culture, as well as what would be appropriate for that culture. So if you're going to a wedding, even if it's an American wedding or a non-American wedding, you can still wear suits. I would, if I was doing that, I would stick to your basic colors like dark gray, blue, even black. That's what I, because those are kind of neutral colors. And even if you do a photo with other individuals, that color is not going to clash with a lot of outfits. Because if you're going to certain cultural events, sometimes the outfits are very, very colorful. All right. So if I was going to be doing traditional or not traditional American culture, that's how I would dress. Now, if you're someone who's foreign and you're coming into American culture and you want to wear your traditional outfit, I would still stick to the same rules: blue, gray, black, and possibly brown, because then your outfit is not going to clash with if you're in pictures and photos doing things with other individuals. Now, if it's a little bit casual, I would go um, one step up. So if it's casual, I may go business casual, where I put on a sport coat, and then maybe a button up with no tie, or even a sweater like this. That's how I do if I was doing something casual, not formal. All right. Now, if you're going to be dressing in the traditional manner of the culture that you're going to be dressing in, two things have to happen. Number one, you have to understand what is their culture and how do they dress. So I've traveled the world. I've been in different places, different cultures. So first thing I need to understand, what is appropriate for men as well as women to wear in their culture. And so I would look at that, and sometimes you may be able to purchase it outright, or you may go need to go to a tailor. So you need to kind of prep and understand what's required there. The other thing is I would look at colors that suit me. Um, a lot of cultures, they have different colors, and even still, like I stick to colors of other cultures that fit well with me, my skin tone, and I go back to the three rules. Where you're going to wear it to. Number two, what's the message that you want to send? You already have the location. What's the message that you want to send? And the value, if you're deciding to go cultural, you decide whether you're going to spend a lot or spend a little on that. But this is going to help you, one, be comfortable. You're going to be confident, as well as you're going to be comfortable, because you're going to be wearing something that fits your body type, fits you as well as colors that accentuate with the features, your skin tone, and things of that nature that you want to stand out. All right. And then you're just going to figure out what's appropriate for those individuals. Now, that's where we have coaching sessions to understand which type of culture you're going to do it. You may decide to do that on your own and do that research, or you may decide to work with someone as well too. You can also work with the individual because who invited you, or who's going to be your liaison in the new space. But yeah, one thing, and I'm gonna have to show some pictures as well too. One thing people ask me is, can I style people in other cultures? If you look at some of my background and you check out my IG, I am Eric Hall, on Instagram, you'll see me in outfits from different cultures, and I do them well because I still adhere to and practice those principles. So yeah, it's also good sometimes to have a change of pace, because a lot of cultures, they have some great outfits, they have some great materials that they use, great colors, great, like it's just so many different things, and that's why travel is important, not to just see the places, but see, learn, and get an understanding of the people in those particular spaces. And also, some great business ideas have come from travel. That's actually how Starbucks came from travel. You may or may not remember, but in this country, when people wanted to go to have coffee, they would go to a diner, and coffee was almost like a condiment or accessory. You pay a small price, and they just keep giving it to you free, keep giving it to you free. So the founder of Starbucks, he was actually traveling over in Europe, and he saw, oh, they got cappuccino, they got espresso, they got this, they got that, and people are paying premium prices. So that's how he came up with the idea of Starbucks, and the rest is history, because he discovered that people would pay premium prices just for one specific thing. And the same thing is true of Subway sandwiches, because in the past, you used to just go to a deli, and the deli would sell meat, they would sell, whole chickens, all those types of things, and also make sandwiches. So again, they saw specialization, and that's how the business of Subway came to pass. So that's why learning different cultures, seeing how people live, that's important, because that can give you ideas, as well as new understandings and learnings. So that is important for all my people who like to get out and explore the world. All right, let's see if we have any comments and any additional questions there. I'm enjoying myself. Hopefully you are as well too. All right. Let's see what we got here. What are some keys to help me ace an interview or a sales call? Excellent question. The key thing is, one, what is important to the end user, or who, whether it's the interviewer or the person who's going to buy the product. What are their needs? So some of the things I like to ask during this process is, Um, what does someone who's successful in this organization, what are some key attributes that they have? Or what are some of the challenges that you want the person coming in to solve? The key to a lot of things is asking better questions. So when I talk to people who are prepping and working with them for interview prep, I prep them for good questions to ask, as well as good responses to the questions that people are going to be asking. So you want to be proactive in both of those spaces, understand what the needs are, what's important, because the purpose of the interview is for three areas. And it could be multiple interviews, but the outcome is still the same. Number one, can you do the job? They want to know if you are capable of doing the job that they're asking you to do. All right. The second one is, will you do the job consistently? So, for example, me and my household, can I fold clothes? Yes. Do I like to do it? No. So I can do it, but I'm not willing to do it consistently. So anyhow, and people want to know, are you willing to do the job? And then the third thing is, are you a good fit for that organization? So those are the three things for an interview. Now, for a sales call, it's similar, but it's a little bit different. Will the product or service solve their problems? Can you address any concerns or overcome any objections that they may have? So can it solve the problem? Can you overcome the questions as examples? Third, is it value for them? And do they like you? And do they feel like you're going to support them in their decision? And that's whether your sales process is a one call close or a multiple call close. Now, for specific industries, whether it's that's why I work with and talk with people about, to understand what their customer needs and wants, so we can practice that and focus on that, and that's going to help you land more roles, get more offers, as well as close more sales. So those are the keys in those particular areas right there. And I know it's a lot of people out there who don't like sales, but the thing is, we're always selling, whether you realize it or not. We want outcomes, and we often have to involve other individuals to get to those outcomes. So the outcome could be a job interview. The outcome could be to donate to this cause. The outcome could be to go out on a date with me. The outcome could be to stay married to me. The outcome could be, see them out there now, they selling Girl Scout cookies. So we're constantly selling ourselves to get various outcomes. Why should I come to your table versus another table? It's so many different things. So the people who have the highest quality of life are the ones who do this very, very well, because again, most individuals, they need other individuals to achieve outcomes. And part of that is sales, bringing people together, getting people on board with your ideas, thoughts, and processes. So we're constantly doing that. Why should we go to restaurant A versus restaurant B? I have a family member who does that very well, and typically gets to go to their restaurant of choice. So that's why sales is important. But the principles itself, they don't change. We just have to get an understanding of those three questions, and how do we communicate that to the end user or the end person, and how we can meet those needs, or take care of those things effectively. So that's how you master your sales and interview process. This may be new concept to you, and that's why we practice. Um, I enjoy working with individuals, helping them practice so they can go in those spaces and be confident when they go into those spaces. Same if you have an organization or a sales team, we want them confident when they're making calls. We want them confident when they're meeting with clients, whether they're showing houses, showing clothes, or selling Girl Scout cookies. We want you to be confident, because you know what needs to happen to get these things done. And if you're able to meet the whether it's the interviewer's needs or the customer's needs, you're going to do a lot of sales and get a lot of offers. And I believe that is the goal. All right. So let's see here what we got going on in the chat. If we have any questions, I know it's a lot of people out there who hate sales. So I know I probably flipped that on his head when we talk about that. Because, a lot of people don't think they're good at it. But you're often selling me or selling other people on why you're not good at it. So that's a form of it as well too. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see if we have any additional questions. All right. Oh boy, y'all want to start stuff. What makes you different from other influencers in this space? Um, I would say outcomes and motives. Because for me, I enjoy helping specific individuals. And so the things that I'm going to give you, I'm going to talk to you about is going to be catered directly to you. I've seen a lot of influencers out there in whether it's image and fashion space, and I don't see them taking questions from the audience. They typically are talking about an outfit scenario or showing outfits. So that information that may work for you, it may not work for you, but that's what they're typically doing. They're putting display in, and they may be doing some type of thing that's educational. So what you're going to get over here is you're going to get education and you're going to get lab work, right? So you're not going to just get lectures. You're not going to just get opportunities to take notes. You're definitely going to get that here, but we're going to go in the lab together where we're going to partner. I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to make it so you're able to confidently go out and execute what you need to execute. Now, that's something that I don't see out there in the space. And again, I don't know what those individuals' motives are or what they're actually trying to do. So I'm not going to even speculate on that. I'm just going to say what we do over here. What I do over here is more personalized, more specialized, and some of those individuals they want to provide you a bit of education versus interact with you. I want to do both. I want to interact, I want to educate, and I want to help you get your outcomes. That's what it's all about, making you the best version of yourself, making you the star. And how do we do that? I have to learn what your needs are, places you go, what type of lifestyle you live from an image and style standpoint. And then from a career standpoint, what are your career goals? What are your where you at right now? Where you want to be? And the same is true for your business. I need to learn more about your business, um, what who your customers are, and those different type of dynamics. So I'm someone who digs into the finer details of each individual, so I can create something specialized because we're all different. No two human beings are the same. Even twins have slight variations in personality, body size, such and so forth. So the same is true with individuals in this space is we're all different. We're focused on different things. This is what I choose to focus on, and what they do is what they choose to focus on. And there's some influences out there. I'm actually cool with them. We just have a different approach in how we do things, and there's space and room for all of us. So if you got someone you like, go over there, go to their channel, look, listen, learn, subscribe, like, do all those things. If you like what we doing over here, come over here, comment, subscribe, like, do those things. I don't live in a scarcity space where I have to say, well, this person is this or that person is that. I just focus on what we're doing over here and how I can best serve the people who want me to serve them. That's what I'm really here for. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. I'm here to add value. And this is the way that I choose to do it. They choose to do it the way they choose to do it. And there's room for all of us in this space. So it's quite a few influences out there. I don't really speak on them publicly because it just hasn't come up like that. But some of them I know personally. Some of them I'm cool with. We just do our thing. I do my thing. They do their thing. So hopefully that answers your question, and hopefully that was just a genuine question, and you wasn't trying to be messy. But if you was, I can handle it. I can handle trolls. I can handle all those things there. So let's see if we have any more questions here. Uh, let's see here. How do I develop a strategy for personal growth and development? Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question and you've been tuning in. I have a video. It's called The Wheel of Success, and it covers a lot of different areas in your life. And this is kind of how you develop strategies for that. Because let's just say fitness is something on your list, right? And you may be a 6 and want to get to an 8 or a 10. Family time, you may be a 9 on that. Career, you may be a 4 or a 3. Spirituality, you may be a lot of different ranges, right? So when it comes to strategy, because there's so many areas that you can improve on, what are your top 3? What are your top priorities in those particular areas. So it could be health, it could be relationships with loved ones, it could be spiritual, it could be a number of things. But let's just say is those areas. So let and I use health because that's something that a lot of people have. All right. So let's just say your health goal is to run a marathon or run a half marathon. Okay. So maybe right now you're running 5Ks. So you need to get from 5K to a half marathon. And so you may set a time frame. It's January 31st. By May, I want to do a half marathon for Memorial Day. All right, cool. And so you would develop a strategy and plan because there are some things online that's going to help you with that information. And you have to decide what your level of discipline is because in that particular space, you may be very disciplined. So someone can give you the workouts and you go do them no problem. Or you may need groups of people, individuals to do that, or even a personalized coach. So you have to identify where you are right now, where you want to be, and then what it's going to take to get from point A to point B, and what resources that you have available, and what resources that you need available. I just use fitness as something that some is easy for individuals because we all have fitness, whether it's you want to be healthier, you want to be pain free, you want to jump higher, run faster, or play with your children. All those are things that people may want to do and that people can relate to. So the same is true from an image standpoint. Do you want to improve in that area? Well, that's why you have your success concierge here. But you may want to improve in business. That's why you have your success concierge here as well too. And then it could be you want spiritual growth or those things. And there are individuals who are experts in those particular spaces. So let's just say you identify your top three and you say, I want to do good, I want to improve in section A, B, C, and D. And you may set a goal. I want to be able to do this or do blank by Memorial Day, because that's right around 4 months away. And then I'm going to connect with John over here. He's a good coach for this. Sally is a good coach for this right here. The success concierge is good at this right here. And I'm going to reach out to them. And maybe I just start off by watching their videos, or maybe I read their book, or maybe they have an online course. And I do those things as prerequisites. And then I may reach out then specifically to attend their event or work with them personally. So the key to having a personal growth and development strategy is identify areas of improvement. Um, then be truthful of where you are, because if you are have a GPS or you have a map and you think you're in Texas but you're really in Seattle, well, going to Florida is going to be a bit of a challenge. You're going to overshoot. So you have to identify where you want to go. Then also to be honest of and get an understanding and evaluate where you actually are. And then after that, then you can develop a plan to get that particular outcome, right? Or get that particular area of growth and knowledge. It could be career wise. It may be a certification. It may be learning a new skill. It could be any of those things. But that's the steps to do that. And again, if you have an idea with that, then great. You can go ahead and run with that. You can go back and look at my other video where I talked about how to set goals and prep for the new year. That may help you as well. And that way you can formulate a plan to get those type of things done. So that's what I do for myself. And I do that, and I'm constantly evaluating frequently, because as I hit and reach goals and I hit and reach objectives, I look for new things to do. And so some of those things, there may be things I've never done. So I need to grow, as we talked about with Michael B. Jordan. I need to grow. I need to learn new skills. I need to take more opportunities so I can improve and do things in that area. All right. So let's see what we got here. That is a strategy for personal development. All right. So, okay. Why is it we don't see men wearing tuxedos with tails often like in the past? All right. That's a great question. I was watching Titanic the other day, and because I enjoyed it, it's very entertaining. And you saw Hartley and some of those individuals, they would wear tails on their tuxedos, or you mainly see it in old movies, or even very, very high society, like when you're dealing with the queen or royals. And the reason being is um, we've gotten to a society and age where, in general, we're less formal. It used to be a time where people wore suits every day to the office. Now they've relaxed that from business formal or to business casual, well, from business to business casual. And so standards in general have been relaxed. And so even some of the black tie events that I go to, they still will allow you to wear a dark colored suit versus wearing a tuxedo. So the reason why you don't see men wearing suits with tails is the formal level has dropped, or people have don't expect that level of formality in normal everyday interactions. The closest thing you're going to get is formal, which is typically black tux, possibly white, but typically black tux. And then you see a lot of semi-formal where you can be more creative in the colors and dinner jackets and those type of things on down. And so the reason why you don't see that is just there's not occasions for that. I own tuxes and dinner jackets. Would I ever get a tux with tails? If I had occasion to do so, um, I just haven't come across too many events that require me to be that level of formal. But if there were events like that, I would. And so that's why you don't really see that. Even like if you look at the movie Titanic, if you've been on a cruise, there's dinner day, right? Or you have a night where you go to dinner. And even still, then you can get away with business casual or whatnot. Even like nice pants, nice shirts, no jacket. That's just because the standards have been relaxed and people aren't doing those types of things. So that's why you don't see it as often. Um, I'm open to it. I mean, I like to dress up. I like to look nice. And even still, sometimes with the tails, they also wear white gloves. We just don't see events that have those, or at least I don't see them as frequently and prevalently as that. But if there were, and there's occasion, you know, your success concierge, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna have my tails, my tuxedo, and I'm gonna be there, be sharp. And I think also too, with the tails, they added extra piping on the pants. I think it's three instead of two, or two instead of one. I'm not. I gotta go back and look. But they add. It's not just the coat, but also the piping on the pants. But either way, if you have a formal event and that's what it requires, we can definitely get you prepped and ready for that. All right. Let's see if we have any more questions. I know we started late, so we will. Uh, we'll go a few more minutes. We'll go a few more questions because again, I want to make sure that I am serving you. And so let's see what else we got here. All right. So I like to wear fragrances. Should I wear them to interview or to work? Great question. And so as it relates to that, I'm someone who likes to wear fragrances as well. As you can see, I do. And a perfect fragrance for interviews, if you got here late, is this fragrance right here. It's a Gray Vetiver by Tom Ford. Um, this is a lighter fragrance, and as I was saying earlier, this type of fragrance is very inoffensive. And so when I tell, especially gentlemen going to places, all interviews especially, if you're gonna wear something, you want to wear something light, and the same is true with ladies. Lighter is always better. You want to be subtle because if you come in and it's me, yeah, I'll appreciate that because I love and enjoy all fragrances. Well, all good fragrances, so to speak, or good smelling fragrances. So I'll appreciate that. But then you have some who individuals who don't like that or don't necessarily appreciate that. And so what I would say is uh, wear something light. Now that is going to be like a light floral, a vetiver. You can even do patchouli because it's going to be a cooler type of fragrance. But also too, if you work somewhere, because I know some people work in medical or other professions where they're just simply not allowed, and that's against the rules. So you definitely don't want to do that. And lighter and less offensive is better. The same fragrance you wear for date night, that's not what you want to wear to the office, unless it's that kind of office. So again, I would go lighter is better, less offensive is better, and that's how you can and do that. And if you want to change it up, there's a thing called an atomizer. It's like yay big, and so uh, I carry these around sometimes And that allows me, one, if I have a lighter fragrance and if I want to reapply, I can reapply it. Or also, two, if I want to have a different fragrance, I can spray a different fragrance in there. And this is also good for traveling because I've known some people who have traveled and broken some fragrances. So that's not something that you want to do. All right. So yeah, that is that right there. Let's see here. I think we've covered everything because I wanted to make sure that I answer any and all of your questions. I was starting a little bit late, a little bit behind, so I wanted to make sure I give you everything I got. So let's see if there's any questions or anything in the chat here. All right, let's see. But no, I appreciate everyone tuning in. We got some wonderful things happening. As you see, we're continuing to grow, continuing to brand, continuing to just go and get better. And that's what it's all about because again, I want to make sure that we're giving you what you need to be successful. Your feedbacks, I always take those in and look at ways to improve and grow because personal growth and development that we live in a society that's very competitive. Things change that quickly. And so how do you prepare for that? You have to grow, you have to personal develop, and also too, you have to do the I word, which is innovate. Companies that don't innovate, they die. People who don't innovate, they stagnate and you don't make progress. And that's not what we are about here. So let's scan the chat one more time. I know typically I give people the opportunity to call in. Didn't do that because we started behind. And I didn't see anybody in the chat that want to, but that's fine. We can always save for next time because we're going to be back. But again, I thank all y'all for tuning in. Hopefully your new year is off strong and you're going well. But I am Eric Hall, your success concierge, providing you the vision, tools, and opportunity for your desired success. Salute, and we are